so, of course, if it doesn't work for China, India, and the 3 billion in the developing world, then it doesn't work for the industrialised countries either. Because in this incredibly intercalated world economy, we all depend on the same oil and the same grain. The bottom line of this analysis is that we're going to have to develop a new economic model. Instead of fossil fuel-based, automobile-centred, throwaway economy, we'll have to have a renewable energy-based, diversified transport system and comprehensive reuse and recycle economy. If we want civilization to survive, we'll have to do that. Otherwise, civilization will collapse. So it isn't just let's do a little bit for peace or change the light bulbs. Important as those things are, it's something much bigger than that we have to do. I think also, increasingly, that this model of society, our kind of society, the society of the rich countries of the world, of the OECD countries, is an increasingly unattractive model. If our great-grandparents could come back and see the plenty we have, they would be astounded by how miserable we are. But the society is more and more atomised. Even to me, thinking when I grew up, it's extraordinary. Most people don't know their neighbours, you know, in a country like this. And this is the OECD model. We also have problems of obesity. Nearly 1 billion people starve and their children's brains don't develop properly because they don't get enough to eat. And in our countries we've got a problem of obesity and drug use and alcohol abuse and mental illness. I mean, mental illness, that we've got growth and growth and growth of people suffering from depression, and you can never know whether it was there before and never recognised and dealt with, or whether it's growing, but I think it's growing. I think the loneliness and separation leads to unhappiness. So this model of society, quite apart from it not being replicable and available for everyone, we can do better than this, can't we? This isn't fulfilling for human beings. Human satisfaction requires links with other human beings, some degree of altruism. I think for happiness, there's a lot of research that shows that. So we've got to change the way we live, and it's not so good, is what I'm arguing. And also, I know there's lots and lots of people who are terribly worried about the Iraq war and the attack on Gaza. But the authority of our country and countries is supporting all that. And so, and our taxes and so on. And we have to be more vehement and stronger in our objection to it. I keep thinking the poor old Palestinian people, you know, in international law they're allowed to use force to resist occupation. That's what the UN Charter says, but clearly they cannot liberate themselves in that way. But in that case, we owe it to them to find a way, and if our governments won't do it, to find a way through civil disobedience. Shouldn't we have a new Gandhi or something? Shouldn't we all march there? Shouldn't we tear down the siege of Gaza and let the people have enough food and supplies? So that people who want to be good aren't angry enough, aren't ambitious enough. We're not demanding enough. We're colluding in this injustice that both is wrong and means we'll be incapable of the level of human cooperation we need to save humanity and to save civilization. That's really what I'm arguing. We need unprecedented international cooperation. We need a new way of life that is more sustainable, that's capable then of being shared equitably across the world, of everybody having the basics that they need, which is doable. We have the knowledge, we have the technology, we have the capital and the ability to move knowledge about. And you know, people marched and put on the white bracelets to end poverty, but we're not serious enough about what needs to be done. And if we were, it could be done.